Hello students, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn about the key features of operating system. Okay, the key features of operating system. Here, we will discuss about the first four key features of operating system. Okay, the first four operating system. So, the first one is user interface and memory management, then process management, then fault tolerance. Okay, these are the half of the key features of operating system. Okay, so these are the key features of operating system: file management, memory management, fault tolerance, then process management, then security management, then user interface. Okay, these are the key features of operating system. So the first topic is user interface. Okay, user interface. So the first point, user interface is one of the significant feature in operating system. Okay, it is the one kind of significant features in operating system. Okay, the only way that user can make interaction with their computer. Okay, in the operating system, the main concept is user interaction. Okay, the user can interact with the computer. This is the main reason for key success of GUI, that is graphical user interface based operating system. So these are the graphical user interface based operating system. So the second point is, now Linux distribution is also available as GUI based operating system. Okay, in the previous days, the Windows operating system is only the GUI based operating system. Okay, but now the Linux distributed operating system is also available with the GUI feature. So the next point is, the following points are considered when user interface is designed for an application. So here these are the application is designed for better user interaction with the computer. Okay, so these are the example diagram. So the user interface should enable the user to retain this expertise for a longer time. The user interface must be in the form of long time with the computer system. The user interface should also satisfy the customer based on their needs. Okay, the user interface must satisfy the customer based needs. Okay, the customer based needs are satisfied by using this user interface concept. The user interface should save users precious time. It should save the user time. Okay, so the fourth point, the ultimate aim of any product is to satisfy the customer. The user interface is also to satisfy the customer. Okay, the ultimate aim of any product is mainly in the customer satisfaction. Okay, the user interface is also to satisfy the customer. Okay, the customer satisfaction is very important. The user interaction, this user interface concept should satisfy the customer. Okay, so the next point, fifth point, the user interface should reduce number of errors committed by the user. Okay, the user errors should be reduced with the user interface concept. Okay, so the next topic is memory management. So the first point, memory management is the process of controlling and coordinating computer's main memory and assigning memory block, that is space, to various running programs to optimize overall computer performance. The memory management involves the allocation of specific memory blocks to individual programs based on user demands. So the main concept of memory management is to manage the memory by the concept of user interaction. Okay, based on the user needs, the memory should be arranged for a particular product or the needs of the customers. Okay, so the next point, the objective of memory management process is to improve both the utilization of the CPU and the speed of the computer's response to its users via main memory. Okay, the main objective of the main memory is to improve the utilization of computer CPU and the speed of the computer response. The user, for example, if we are interact with the computer, means the computer should give the proper response in the immediate manner. Okay, this is the main concept in memory. So these process should be done by the main memory. Okay, so the second point, for these reasons the computers must keep several programs in main memory that associates with many different memory management schemes. Okay, so the final point, the operating system is responsible for the following activities in connection with memory management. Okay, here we have some activities. Keeping track of which portion of memory are currently being used and who is used them. So the second is determining which process or parts of process and data to move in and out of memory. So the third activity is allocation and deallocation of memory blocks as needed by the program in main memory. Okay, allocation and deallocation process should be done by the main memory. For example, garbage collection. So the third one is process management. What is meant by that? Process management is function that includes creating and deleting processes and providing mechanisms for processes to communicate and synchronize with each other. A computer consists of a collection of processes. They are classified as two categories. Okay, a process should be classified into two categories. The one is system code, the second one is user code. Okay, operating system processes which is executed by system code. Okay, through the system code the operating system should be processed. Okay, then through the user code the user processes should be executed. Okay, so the third point, all these processes can potentially execute concurrently on a single CPU. Okay, these processes can be potentially execute on a single CPU. We have more codes. Okay, here in the process management we have two kinds of code. These two kinds of codes are executed in a single CPU. Okay, here we have 4 algorithms. Okay, the first one is FIFO, then SJF, round robin, then based on priority. So the first one is FIFO, that is first in first out. Okay, this is the abbreviation of FIFO. So can you see the figure? In this figure is the best example of first in first out concept. Here we have to go for a particular shop to buy some products. Means the user can form the queue in the shop. So this is the entry part. This is the shopkeeper side. Here the users are form a queue. Okay, here the first customer should buy a product means the shopkeeper prefer this first customer. This is the concept of FIFO, that is first in first out. Technically, the process that enters the queue first is executed first by the CPU, followed by the next and so on. The first queue is executed first. The first customer can buy a product and form a line in the billing counter. The shopkeeper should notice that first customer. Okay, others be in the waiting list. Okay, the process are executed in the order of the queue. Okay, the first customer first out. So this is the concept of FIFO. So the next one is SJF. Here SJF means shortest job first. This algorithm works based on the size of the job being executed by the CPU. Okay, here the size of a job should be noticed. Here, can you see this? The job A having 6 kilobytes, the job B having 9 kilobytes. Okay, which one is best? Okay, which one is short? Here, the job A should be executed, the job B in the waiting list, because the job B having more time. Okay, it takes more time. So we have to execute the shortest job first. This is the concept of shortest job first, SJF. So the next one is round robin scheduling. Here the round robin scheduling algorithm is designed especially for time sharing system. Okay, it is mainly designed for time management. Okay, jobs or processes are assigned and a processor time in a circular method. For example, takes 3 jobs A, B, C. First job A is assigned to the CPU, then job B and job C, and then again A, B and C and so on. Now I will explain about this. Consider this example. Here P1 having 10 minutes process time. Okay, 10 minutes process time. P2 having 2 minutes process time. Okay, P3 having 5 minutes process time. P4 having 6 minutes process time. Okay, here we have to manage the time in each job. Okay, here P1 take 10 minutes means in the first round P1 process should be executed only 2 minutes. So balance 8 minutes. These 8 minutes should be in the waiting list. So the next job is P2. P2 having 2 minutes execution time. Okay, here but the overall time will be 3 minutes. But the 2 minutes execution time should be provided to the P2 means remaining balance will be 1. This 1 minute process should be in the waiting list. So the next one is P3 having 5 minutes process. The overall time should be in the 5 minutes process. So here P3 should be executed in a particular time. Okay, here the P3 job should be over. So the next one is P4. P4 processing time will be 6, but the overall processing time is 8, remaining 2. This 2 minutes process should be in the waiting list. Okay, till this process should be going on. After the completion of the last job, again the job should be started in the first queue. So here the overall process execution time is 10 minutes, but already 2 minutes should be executed, right? So the balance will be 8 minutes. Again the 2 minutes process time should be given to the P1 job. So the total time is 8 minutes. The total time is 8 minutes. The processing time is 2 minutes. Remaining time is 6 minutes. So these process should be doing again and again. Okay, can you understand the concept? This is the time management scheduling algorithm. It is a round robin. The process should be run in the form of circle. Okay, can you understand the concept now? So the next one is based on priority. For consider this example, if we are going to the hospital means we have consider me. Okay, now I am going to the hospital with a fever. Okay, I'm in fever. Okay, so the doctor should be giving the treatment to me. Okay, in the hospital, one emergency patient should be come inside means the doctor should give the preference to that emergency patient. Okay, this is the concept of based on priority. Okay, because the emergency patient should need help immediately. Okay, to save her life. Okay, so this is the concept of based on priority. The given job is assigned based on the priority. Okay, I already discussed about this. The job which has higher priority is more important than other jobs. Okay, here we take two jobs A and B. Let the priority of A be 5 and priority B be 7. Now job B is assigned to the processor before job A. Okay, because the priority is 7. Okay, 7 is compared with the 5, 7 having the priority. Okay, so here the process B is executed first. This is the concept of based on priority. So the final one is fault tolerance. Okay, the operating system should be robust. When there is a fault, the operating system should not crash. Instead, the operating system have fault tolerance capabilities and retain the existing state of system. Here, for example, consider our mother. Okay, consider your mom. If she is in sick means she definitely provide food to you because your health is more important to your mom. Okay, to your mother. So this is the concept of fault tolerance. Similarly, the operating system should give the operating system cables sometimes should be fault means this fault tolerance concept should give the attention to the system to provide the output to the user. Okay, here the fault tolerance considered to your mother, operating system should be considered to you. Okay, here the fault tolerance give the proper instruction to provide the output to the user. This is the concept of fault tolerance. Okay, can you understand the concept now? In the next class, we will discuss about the remaining topics of key features of operating system. Okay, that is security management, file management, multiprocessing, then time sharing features also, then distributed operating systems. Okay, thank you for watching this video, students.